Joining us now, Pennsylvania State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, who also serves as vice chair of the DNC. Do I call you vice chair? Do I call you state rep? Which do you prefer,
as long
Mr.
as you
Chair?
call me.
All right, Malcolm.
Pick up the phone. Exactly.
All right, Malcolm. So please tell us your reaction to yesterday's events around the country. People out in the streets protesting a whole lot of things, from what's happening in Washington with the National Guard being deployed to the gambit in Texas at the behest of the president to redraw the maps of Texas to squeeze 5 more Republican seats.
Listen, the American people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we're seeing this play out again. In 2020, when Donald Trump was losing that election, he called the Georgia Secretary of State, as you remember, and asked if they could fine him
11,780 votes.
That's right. One more than he needed.
Right.
And now he's calling state legislators across the country, asking to fine him congressional seats because he sucks at his job. Everything that this president promised to do, the exact opposite has happened. And so we're seeing that correlate not only in the energy that you saw on the street of people pushing back against this administration, but also you're seeing it in his poll numbers. You're seeing it in the palpable fear that they have of letting voters actually vote and put a check on what this president has done. I saw a report out of NPR that I think was just stunning about the fact that electricity costs are rising double the rate of inflation. And in places like Florida, people are paying $400 a month for electricity. This is the exact opposite of a president who promised us a golden age, who promised us that he was going to lower costs. And so he's terrified about voters being able to grade him on his awful performance. And so he's trying to rig the game.
One of the things that we found so interesting, we just had Debbie Dingell on, obviously the representative from Michigan. And there's one CNBC poll that had 2 different parts of it that were really fascinating. One, and we don't have this because I'm shocking the control room, we didn't talk about this, but 22% approval rating for your party, but also 49% of people in that exact same poll, the same human beings that were like, we don't like y'all, said 49% of them said they want you guys to have control of Congress.
And that's a 5-point advantage over
Republicans who are at 44%. So talk a little bit about how we should be able to hold all of these things in our head, that the Democratic Party seems, and you know this, because you ran on this, has a lot of work to do in gaining back people's trust and figuring out how to fight, be seen fighting, be caught fighting. But at the same time, you have folks looking to Democrats like, help us, save us, get us.
No, for sure. I think first and foremost, when I look at those numbers, those aren't numbers that make me upset or make me worry. Those are
the low
numbers that
approval
make me feel
numbers.
Yeah, it makes me feel heartened, right? Because what you have are people who are energized, who are frustrated, and who have a high standard in terms of what they want to see their elected officials doing to meet this moment. Because think about what the American people are seeing every day. They're seeing this guy in the White House walk around with his swollen ankles, bending over backwards for autocrats, making our service members literally roll out the red carpet for a mass murderer. And then on the things that he's supposed to be doing in his day job, as I mentioned, lowering the cost of living, the exact opposite has happened. I mean, just last week, we saw that core inflation up 3.1%. And so as people are getting ready to send their kids back to school, they're asking, hey, what is everybody going to do to meet this moment? And I am damn proud that we have Democrats, whether it's Governor Newsom in California, whether it's Governor Pritzker in Illinois, or my governor in Pennsylvania, or whether it's the state legislators, the incredibly brave Texas Democrats, Leader Wu and the entire House delegation, that not just, left the state for GP, they were leaving.
That's general purpose for those.
That's right. For those who don't,
not part of the community. That's general purpose.
Folks who were leaving sick relatives. Who were, leaving their kids, and who were doing it because they understand this moment requires us to actually stand for something and fight for something. And I have said consistently, if there's any debate in our party, it's between the folks who say we should just roll over and die, or the folks who believe, like me, that we ought to fight like hell with every tool that we have at our disposal.
I should mention that in that same poll, the Republican Party only had 36% approval, which, it's not like y'all that far apart.
Right, not that far apart. I hear everything you're saying, but why shouldn't I and lots of other people watching be concerned that even if Democrats are able to break through with the message, even if Democrats and other people who are concerned about what's happening in our country, they show up at the polls, that it won't matter because the man in the White House has rigged the election so that their voices won't be heard. He's probably going to get those 5 seats in Texas. Folks are praying that the voters of California will approve Governor Newsom's plan to counter that with a mid-decade redistricting. But is that going to be enough?
Listen, Donald Trump is not more powerful than us. There is a reason he's doing what he's doing in D.C. and calling on all these Republican states to send in members of their National Guard to try to intimidate and bully people. People who engage the way that Donald Trump engaged, they do that because they are weak. And so when we stand up to him, when people peacefully stand up, we are not only engaging in what has always made America what it must be,
right,
but we're also engaging with the only panacea to this moment. This has never been about finding one Democratic superhero, one viral Democratic video that's going to save the world. That's a fool's errand, and we need to stop it. Stop it. This is a moment for all of us to do what we saw 60 years ago when folks showed up on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And I always make this point. I don't have no crystal ball, and if somebody has one, I'll send you my P.O. box. You mail it to me. I can't tell you what's going to happen.
Not the home address, the P.O. box.
Just the P.O. box. My husband don't give me that home address. P.O. box. But I will tell you this: when they showed up on that bridge that day, facing their own version of a guy who was saying segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever, they did not know how the story was going to end. They didn't know that seeing the brutality of state troopers against John Lewis and so many others is going to lead to a series of legislative successes. But what they did know is that there was something worth fighting for. So I think people need to get out of the pontificating business and get in the business that we saw people engage with across the country yesterday, led by the work at the DNC of standing up and fighting for this country, because it is worth fighting for.
Amen,
and
amen, amen.
That note, because he is preaching this morning, State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, thank you very much. And I lied. Before we go, sorry, everybody. The Pennsylvania lawmakers failed to secure funding in your state for Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority. And the transit agency will now move forward with their plan to cut service by 45%, raise fares by 21.5% for approximately 800,000 daily riders. We had Jamal Bowman on yesterday, and he mentioned kind of criminalizing poorness. And I'm curious if that's what you think is happening here.
You know, I'm so happy that you bring this up. What's happening in Pennsylvania is a prime example of Republicans' inability in governing. The House Democrats, we only have the majority by 1 seat. We passed five bills that would fund mass transit across Pennsylvania and fund critical repairs to roads and bridges. Republicans in the Senate literally left the Senate. Not to do what the Texas Democrats are doing, to stand up for something. They left to go on vacation, to hang out with donors, to, drink Mai Tais and sangrias. They was having a good old time. Came back for 5 hours, and then not only didn't pass one of the 5 bills, bipartisan bills, they actually passed a bill to defund mass transit across Pennsylvania. And so this has not been the biggest national story yet, but everybody across the country should pay attention to the fact that the things we saw in the big, ugly bill of defunding the types of critical services that people need. Right now, in many ways, it still feels hypothetical because they've pushed a lot of the triggers to 2017, to 2027, 2028. In Pennsylvania, we are seeing in real time what Republicans mean by dismantling government. And in the 3rd or 4th largest metro area in the country, we are about to see public transit effectively come to a halt. And I don't think the American people are ready for what that is going to mean, because our mass transit across the Commonwealth doesn't just serve people in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania. It serves Delaware, New Jersey. So a lot of people are about to find out what Republicans' inability to govern is. And so if you're paying attention at Pennsylvania or anywhere, call these people and tell them to do their damn jobs. Joe Pittman, I'm talking about you.
Name and name. State Representative. Now we're really going to let you go. You're about to fight. State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, thank you for coming on the weekend.